Hey everybody, I'm finally back with a video. Today we're going to take a brief look at Jakks Pacific B.A.M. or B.A.M. line, Beasts, Aliens, and Mechs.
Now, for every kid who has ever seen a science fiction movie, thrilled to the amazing strength of an out-of-this-world movie monster, comes Great Garloo by Marx. Garloo the Mighty. Garloo the Untamed. Garloo the Terrible. Who can stop him? Who can control this monstrous creature? You can, kids, because Great Garloo by Marx is yours to command. With these battery-operated controls, you can make Garloo go, stop, bend, pick up, turn. Yes, Great Garloo, almost 2 feet tall, will be your faithful servant. You name it, you're the boss. Bring out-of-this-world excitement into your house, kids. Own the most fantastic toy of all. Great Garloo by Marx.
M-A-R-X spells Marx, world's largest toy maker.
Okay, like I said, this is a Jakks Pacific line of figures that I have mostly seen, or only really seen, at Big Lots stores. I don't know if there's a regional equivalent for other folks, although I do believe they are appearing in more bargain establishments like Ollie's, if you have an Ollie's in your area. I'm just kind of glad that Jakks Pacific is still making toys, to be honest. I know they lost out on a few licenses, like the WWE license years ago. They manufactured those for a long time, and then they lost that license. But anyway, as you can see, this is a 12-inch action figure line that comes in 3 varieties so far, although I'm not sure how successful the sales have been, so this might be the only volume you get. As you can see, there's a volume 1 up in the corner, so there might not be any subsequent volumes because of I don't know how the sales, I think the sales have been kind of poor on this, which is too bad, which is kind of one of the reasons I want to talk about it, because I think that's unfortunate. Just at first glance, this looks like a quality line of figures. So I'm thinking we should take a closer look at them and see if that's an accurate assessment. As I stated, they come in 3 varieties, and I think I will go in alphabetical order, and not of the characters, but of the beast, the alien, and the mech, as the B.A.M. title indicates. We got some pretty cool box art. Kudos to the graphic designer who handled that project. That is very cool. There is a brief little synopsis on the back. Beasts, aliens, and mechs, the most powerful warriors in the universe! Exclamation point. Their epic battles will shape Earth's future. Are they heroes or villains? You decide. And you know I like that, and we'll get into that a little later too. There's even a small write-up for each character. Nothing too in-depth, but it's still pretty cool. Saberjaws is the name of this werewolf-type character. When the full moon rises, so does Saberjaws, a deadly beast that emerges to punish anyone trespassing his forest territory. And it has a little strengths, characteristics bit there too. Strengths, unrelenting, supreme speed, and vicious claws. Now, it doesn't expressly state whether these are supposed to be giant-sized figures or not. When you have a mech involved, there's always that possibility. Or a giant alien, as we are well aware of. Not so much in the giant werewolf department, although Ralph in the original Rampage video game was basically a giant werewolf, so it's not unprecedented. So yeah, very cool looking figure. Kind of has a more squashed in sort of wolf face, not with like the long snout that we're kind of used to these days. So somewhere in between the classic Wolfman and the more modern Wolfman design. I think that also might have something to do with just making him able to actually fit in the package. I assume some practicalities were involved in the design of this character. Next up we have Kronax. I'm liking the look of this figure. Definitely got a xenomorph, maybe a little bit of Pred-Alien look going on in there. The armor is slightly reminiscent of Skeletor, a little bit there, maybe. It's a design that incorporates elements we've kind of seen before, but I think it works. I like it. Very xenomorph-esque, and we know I'm a fan of that. He, to me, also kind of brings back memories of the NME android, killer android, from the Ultra Force comic books and cartoon show, if you remember that. He's kind of almost a dead ringer for that. Okay, maybe not. Kronax, king of the bounty hunters. Kronax, chosen to hunt and defeat the deadliest legends in the universe or risk losing his ancient crown. It's kind of a cool backstory. It kind of plays into that a little bit of predator, pred-alien look he's got. Just a tiny bit plays into that. Strengths, instinctive, whatever that means. I mean, he has, can instinctively what? Pick up on, I don't know. It's a little vague on that one. Tactical tracker and stealth combat. So that's pretty cool. Sounds like a formidable opponent. And then we have the Mech. The Mech character in our Beasts, Aliens, and Mechs series here. That's a pretty cool looking mech design. I'm really liking the look of that. Very nice vibrant colors. Some red, some gold, some silver. Good design. I think that could fit in with a lot of other lines. Might be able to shoehorn this in with some Transformers, or, you know, it could be your makeshift Jaeger from Pacific Rim, something like that. This character is called Jakks 101, JX 101. I'm not sure if that's a reference to Jakks Pacific in a, a little in-joke there, or maybe it's a Robot Jocks reference. I highly doubt that, but that amuses me to think that. But yeah, this is a very good design. I am definitely liking that. Created by the military to protect and serve until it became self-aware and escaped, now it seeks to create an army of machine warriors in its image. That sounds vaguely sinister. Strengths, indestructible, hyper-intelligent, incredibly strong. But yeah, this is a really cool design. I am liking that a lot. So I think perhaps we will crack one of these guys open and take an even closer look.
Ideal's Robot Commando is here to help you. He's your one-man army. No enemy can destroy him. He fights off tanks, hurls missiles one after another. Even a squadron of planes can't stop him. Robot Commando fires his secret weapon. He takes orders from no one except you.
Forward!
Ideal's Robot Commando is battery operated to obey your command. Adjust the control, speak into the microphone.
Left! Fire!
Ideal's Robot Commando is here to help you. Look for your Robot Commando. He's looking for you.
Okay. I think just based on the merits of him being a really cool design, we're going to look at the Jakks 101, because that's a real cool looking figure right there. Full disclosure, I scraped the paint on his chest piece here while getting him out of the box, because of the many things we've established that I do enjoy a werewolf, and I'm a fan of the xenomorph, I'm also a clumsy oaf. So that little blemish, imperfection is on me. Well done. Well done, sir. Okay, anyway, like I said, this is a good-looking toy. It really is, and it's got some nice weight to it. It feels fairly sturdy. Articulation-wise, it's actually got quite a bit more articulation than I was expecting. I was expecting maybe about 9 points, because I could see that there was a bend in the elbows and the knees with the standard like 5 point, but there's even a little bit of shoulder and hip articulation. I really wasn't expecting all of that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you can get a pretty good, I'm really kind of impressed by this range of motion that you're getting out of this toy. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm being silly here, but I am really impressed by this, because this is a $10 toy. I'm really impressed by this. This is a $10 toy we're talking about, and it's got a double jointed elbow. It's got shoulder joints. Wow, this is really not kind of nice. I mean, there's no ab crunch or like rotation at the hip or the chest, but for being $10 and all the articulation you're getting out of this, it's actually very good. But yeah, you've got wrist, this open hand for a nice big open hand slap when facing the other characters in the line. You've got wrist rotation, you've got double jointed elbows, knees and hips. That's quite nice. I'm enjoying that. Head moves from side to side, not a lot of up and down, but definitely some side to side. Yeah, that is really good. Like I said, much more than I was expecting out of these. Not a whole lot of hip movement, but still, when you're expecting none, any is still pretty impressive. Still pretty cool. Man, that's a good looking figure. All of these are pretty good looking figures. I think this one might be the standout. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I'm digging that. Not quite as much paint on the back, but that's okay. Not quite as much design in the back. That is a good looking figure. And I do believe these would incorporate very well into lots of different other lines. I know I say that a lot. I think this would work really, really well. And with that idea in mind, I think it would work really well with comparable DC and Marvel lines. As you can see, next to a Hasbro Captain Marvel Titan series, and next to the Spin Masters Batman figure, which are figures that are in this roughly the same price range. So yeah, I think that scales up nicely. This seems like a solid buy to me all around. Yeah, this just seems like a really good buy. I think it would fit in great with these other lines. As I said, I think it would fit in great with lines that are smaller, scaled even smaller. If you wanted it to be your giant size mech or your city stomping monster or whatever, work it in with your 1/18 scale figures or your 1/6 scale figures. I think it would work great. I think it would be a nice addition to your collection. And if this was something you wanted your kids to play with, I think that would add a nice little extra dimension to that because the lore isn't so deep. I know this is another thing I say quite often, but when the lore isn't quite as deep and your kids can kind of make up their own, they even built that concept, kind of built that concept into the line itself anyway, where you can decide what you want these characters to be, who you want them to be. The backstory is very basic, so you can kind of do whatever you want with it, which I think opens up a lot of interesting play options for your kids or yourself if you're so inclined. Are they a super strong alien warrior to fight your Avengers or Justice League members? Do you need a reasonable facsimile of Scratch to hang out with your Batman? Or do you just need another Jaeger-style mech to add to your collection? Have I mentioned how pleased I am that these figures are even better than I thought they were going to be? I'm very happy about that. And I think, yeah, good design, good range of movement. They're not super high-end, but they're really, really good for the price that you would be paying for them. I think we might have another winner on our hands. So, as usual, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. And until next time, I will see you.